This is the Rolex 24 at Daytona.
We've had an eventful night for sure. I think they're on their second or third nose in the splitter, but Juan, like him or not, he's a really hard race car driver, and Dario and Dixon and I were just joking around that we wish we could put our name on the back of it when we're driving it, so that when we got in the car, everyone knew that it wasn't Juan in there. But he,
Martin Brundle and Mike Schenck teammate Oz Negri got into it very early on in the race. That was in the opening hour, and then in hour 2, Dorse, a decisive moment in Ganassi's story tale of 2011 Rolex 24.
Indeed, they were hitting the rev limiter on the straightaway, and the decision made, change the gear cluster and do it early in the race.
Problems in traffic here for Seth Nyman. Major damage to the 45 car. The fastest car in the field here had to go to the garage area.
That was heartbreak. And then this was one of the talking points. On Pablo Montoya hip-checking John Fogarty in the Gainsco Bob Stallings machine, and a very similar move just a few laps later to Ricky Taylor in the SunTrust Chevy Delara. It hurt this car.
Was damage to both the number 10 and the number 99, and really hurt their chances of victory. They clawed back, the 10 car did, and then we saw drama here with Antonio Garcia in the number 90 car. Manassian gets a little bit wrong. Garcia gets caught up in the incident, and then one of the GT frontrunners, the M3 from Turner Motorsports, major gearbox issues.
The M3 on debut, it was one of the best cars in the category. The day got worse for the 99 Gainsco Red Dragon. Troubles continued throughout the night. That car is still running, however, and on Pablo Montoya, with multiple splitter changes and front-end changes, he was on the attack last night, but that's why he's so spectacular to watch. The crew just had to put in a little extra work.
This, unfortunately, with Hurley Haywood behind the wheel, is a fluid leak from getting off the racetrack on the Brumos Porsche, which ran very, very well up to that point.
And here's the fog we were talking about. We had a 2-hour 52-minute delay back in 04 due to rain. It was almost that amount of time today with fog. David Donahue had a spin. It was his own fault, and then the car wouldn't fire again. It had to go behind the wall and get going again. Then Rojas and Pappas got into it.
Yeah, this was great stuff. Rojas didn't like that. Pappas started to pinch him, rides him up the oval.
And then Jimmy Johnson had a very close call with the level 5 95 BMW Riley. No harm done. To the 22nd hour. And look at this. Joey Hand hits that wheel that should not have been left there, and he was pinched in the front because the sister car was there. Whenever you do that, Dawes, it's a penalty.
Penalty plus 30 seconds, and boy, Joey drove hard after that.
This was Tim Sugden running off track. That wasn't his fault either. However, that car's still in good shape, running second.
Look at this. The 90 car gets it all wrong right in front of our leader, Scott Dixon. A narrow escape for the Ganassi boys there.
And then for our pole-sitting car, it was day over and out. Ending in flames with Jörg Bergmeister behind the wheel, and that brings us to our Rolex race summary. Current leader is the 01, Scott Pruett. 12 lead changes and 22 cautions, 6 more than last year for a ton of laps, 124 of the 714 that we have completed thus far. And
there's no body work. Just like I said. Now, where is it?
Where did it land?
I think that's coming off the infield, coming onto the back stretch.
Race control arc talking about a yellow. 8 minutes, 12 seconds to go.
Everywhere.
This is a full course coming up for sure.
Yep, it is out. Timmy Keene, look at him.
All right, we have all of a sudden got a race on our hands. From a comfortable 10-second margin, and they're smiling at Action Express because this gives Joao Barbosa one more chance. You won't see anything desperate between the Ganassi teammates. However, Barbosa is in the hunt. In the 01 camp, this is tense stuff. How would you like to be that man there, Scott Dixon, when he's got Joao Barbosa and Martin Brundle wanting a shot to elevate their positions? For Brundle to get on the podium, perhaps. This is it. The final run, the final minute, the final lap in the 2011 Rolex 24 at Daytona.
Does Pruett have a healthy car when he hits the brakes down here for turn 1? Does he have air that he needs? Tire pressure in the race car. Yes, he does. Gets it turned in. Oh, look at this. Brundle runs wide. Pushing the effort there around the outside.
You ride with Scott Dixon. Where is Joao Barbosa? How close is he? There's the big number 9 into the International Horseshoe now. He's not close enough. He locks it up.
Angelelli's a lap down right in front of these guys. This is the battle for position, second and third. Right on screen, Dixon versus Barbosa.
Barbosa got a little push right there. The good spot to do, it's going to be up the next 2 corners right here.
Pruett looks good. His car looks healthy. He's got speed. Dixon fighting the wheel, trying to get on the power. Can Barbosa look to the inside? Dixon defends.
After those 2 years of frustration, Ganassi is looking to relieve that pain by getting the 1-2, but the Portuguese driver's not done. Here comes Joao. Dixon comes down low and blocks that move.
Jumps on the power early, tries to get to the inside, but Dixon slingshots off the corner. He has a car length on him. As Barbosa will get the draft down the backstretch.
Here's race leader Scott Pruett. He's comfortable, Dorse.
Side by side. This is where it's going to be right now. Draw to the outside. He might try to tuck to the inside, not quite close enough.
He's going to drive Scott in there as hard as he possibly can.
Dixon protected to the inside. He's got a good run. He should be able to hold him.
Through up onto NASCAR 3. How about it? We call him the man, we call him the master. Scott Pruett is going to drive this 0-1 Telmex Chip Ganassi BMW Riley to another victory. It's going to be 4 for the most prolific driving duo, and the man in Grand Am, Scott Pruett, takes the win. It's a Ganassi 1-2. And for young Graham Rahal, he wins the Rolex 24 at Daytona 30 years after his famous father Bobby did. How about that? And for GT, TRG will do it again. Kevin Buckler's men in control. Andy Lally and his co-drivers drive to victory lane. Well done, Andy.
It was incredible. I mean, our car ran and ran and ran. It ran great. It was a superb job. Hi to my family at home. It's just awesome. I mean, truly awesome. And to have a 1-2 finish like this is just incredible.
All I gotta say is it was just a pleasure to be on this program. I thank everybody out there that they know who they are that said you should put Joey in this car, put Joey in this car. Thank you, everybody. Thanks Chip Ganassi Racing.
I mean, this race is a championship. I mean, it's so important, so big, and we're just so happy to be here. We've been so close the last couple of years. I mean, as you could see, this was a 24-hour sprint race. We were racing 24 hours, and just to be here out of so many good teams and drivers, it's amazing.